Hey gents, today I'm looking at a new Luminox watch that I was awarded. So the background on this is that there's an award at work that if you win it, you get to choose from a Luminox watch within reason. They offer, Luminox offers like space themed, land themed, sea themed, and they have watches that go up to like $3,000. They have a few watches that are really nice in the like $700 price point, but they're quartz watches. I chose one of the automatics, and this is not only going to be my first like high-end watch or expensive watch, it'll also be one of my first substantial automatics, and it'll also be my first diver. So a lot of cool stuff coming out of this one here. This is the Luminox box, and I'm going to switch to a different camera angle so that you can see it a little bit better as I dive into it. But as we dive in here, make sure you subscribe to learn about the best menswear on the internet. You guys want to learn more about watches, so I'm diving more into those, and give a thumbs up for Swiss-made beautiful watches. Luminox as a brand is a very technical and I would say intense style of watches. They're all very military inspired and military driven. They're all very technical. They're built for rugged conditions. They all have this, you know, always visible. So they're not exactly my style of watch. You might know from my other videos, my daily wear is a Withings watch, which is more of a dress watch. I have a leather band, but I think every watch collection should have like a diver, and that's what I ordered here. So I have one of the dive watches. I can't remember the exact name, but I'll look at it once I get in the box. And Luminox was actually purchased by the Mondaine company, so this isn't even my first Mondaine watch. I have the Mondaine Swiss Railways watch in a quartz, but I really wanted a diver and an automatic, and so that is what I have here. So we'll look into here, my new Luminox dive watch. This retails for $12.50 new US, and all of their watches are also large. They're 45 millimeters. I think that my top of the spectrum that I would really go with is like a 42, but they don't really have anything smaller. But this is a pretty gorgeous watch right out of the box. Has the metal link bracelet and the Luminox here. It's a very plain face. This is the kind that I really wanted. They have a ton of ones with extra chronographs and extra dials and everything else, but I just wanted something clean, simple, and beautiful, and I think that's what I got here on the watch. So my daily wear I think is a 40 millimeter, maybe 42 millimeter, and this is a 45. And so let's unwrap this thing and go. This is quite a nice box. This will be great for storage. It's not leather, it's some sort of leather-ish material. And then in here we'll probably have the warranty card. Yep. It is nice that it has the always visible, the glowing face. One of the things that I do wish that I had on my daily wear watch, I wear this every minute of every day. I wish that I was able to see it at night. So this will be a nice feature, and quite beautiful there. Very heavy. I mean, this is a serious watch. It's rated for 200 meters. It is automatic, which is a big thing for me, and one of the things that I'm learning as I kind of dive into watches. I am in no way a watch expert. I don't even consider myself a watch enthusiast. I like to say that I'm watch curious. So I'm interested in learning more about watches, and I love to see the debates online about which watches to go with, which brands, and the fashion quartz watches or the Swiss watches, and why people think that Tag Heuer are overpriced. So this is really my first entryway into an automatic Swiss watch. So I'm a tall guy, like I've said in the past. I'm 6'4". I am 170, so I'm not a big, tall guy. I'm just a lanky, tall guy. And so I'm curious how comfortable the 45 millimeter watch will be on my wrist. It's all comes down to personal preference. Classically, men's watches weren't that big. They've gotten very large in the past few years. If you look back in the mid 1900s, I mean, men's watches were never any bigger than 40 millimeters, and you've got some quite large ones today. 45 millimeter, you can see it's also kind of thick, so I would say this is 12 millimeter, 11 millimeter, so it'll sit pretty high on the wrist, but this is the type of watch that it makes a statement. It's saying, either you're a diver, or you can afford expensive watches, or you want something called out here. So I'll have to get these links adjusted. You can see it's pretty big on my wrist here, but just the way that it sits on the wrist looks quite big. I really like the link band. This is the first link band that I've ever owned, and I was looking forward to getting one of those. It's a pretty deep watch face, looks quite gorgeous, and the build quality on this thing just feels really, really nice. And so I'll have to get this clasp
changed out here. You can see the automatic movement on the back. That's what will wind the watch. And then you've got the crown over on the side, so you can set the time, change the date, and everything else. With a dive watch, in order to keep it waterproof, the crown is actually, you have to unscrew it first, and then you'll be able to pull it out and adjust the time. So that's one thing you have to keep an eye out for, is make sure you seal this back up on a dive watch so that you're nice and waterproof. So there you have it, gents. Just wanted to check in. I told you over the next year or so I will be learning more about watches and bringing you on this journey with me, and this is just one of the new pieces in my collection. Excited to have a beautiful diver like this. I think it is, like I said, one of the critical things in a watch collection. Interested to know your thoughts? Let me know below. You know, Luminox is not a brand that I'm entirely familiar with, so I'll be looking to get more of the history and things of that nature. And always suggestions on companies and videos you'd like to see. Subscribe, everything else, and until next time, gents, this is the Cavalier.